Good morning.
Morning.
So you have to go with morning today, don't you?
Mornings I don't get 8 hours of sleep. Yes, sleep just mornings. I don't know what that fell.
This fell onto the old license plate.
Turn right on Edwards Road, then take the third left.
We are in Kelowna. And Carmen's giving me rubbish directions. Not like the last time when I took the wrong route. Carmen was actually right that time. Yeah, so hopefully you guys had a great weekend.
I did. Oh, short.
It was a short weekend. Well, not short. It was a full 2 days off. Got home Friday late evening and then left today early morning. So we actually had a full Saturday and Sunday off, which does not happen all that often. What?
That's the third set of Sutco trailers just parked
Just
around.
Sutco trailers randomly parked everywhere. And they're all chip trailers too, right?
Yep.
Weird.
At the roundabout, take the first exit to
Almost.
Old Vernon Road.
Almost 11 a.m. now. We loaded in Oyama,
Yes.
north of Winfield, north of Kelowna here. Just fueled up. Our DEF was getting pretty low. We didn't need fuel, but our DEF was getting pretty low. Some people don't know how roundabouts work. If you're in the loop, you just go. You just go. Stop trying to be polite to people. It causes accidents. I thought I had a chance there. Hey, would you guys give me a... I'm kidding. Taking that gap. He's taking that gap too. So we're gonna head up Highway 33 towards Big White. Beautiful summer day. I'll give you guys a temperature, but we just were parked there fueling up, so give it a minute or two. Today's video, of course, brought to you by the Sutherland Group. Now hiring Super B woodchip, Super B flat deck, Class 1 drivers in BC's Lower Mainland, the Okanagan, and the Kootenays. Garmin, I'm doing an ad read. Just chill. Okay, we're good. Okay, they've also got a van division. You can apply if you want to run some vans from Kelowna to Calgary. I'm not sure what the roads are. I'm sure that's one of the main roads, but yeah, just go to sutco.ca. Use promo code QUANFAN. Let them know I sent you. Plus, you get an extra $100 on your first payday. But make sure you use my name as a reference when you guys apply. So I personally will give you half of my referral bonus if I get any referral bonuses because you guys got a job at Sutco. Into a school zone here somewhere. Gotta watch out for the school speed limit. Temperature's not really dropping. It's kind of just hovering there at 30 degrees Celsius, so maybe it actually is that warm outside.
It's supposed to be in the upper 20s, like 26, 28 for our down.
Now it says 29. Go, man. Let's go. Sleeping on the job. I don't think so.
No.
I said we reloaded it. Where's this going?
In Grand Forks.
I think we told you guys that we had 2 drops that we were picking. On Friday we told you guys that we had 2 drops. They changed that. I don't think people heard you. I barely heard where you said this load's going.
I mean, you can just talk.
Did you guys hear her? Did you guys hear where we're going? Do you guys know where we're going yet? You know you're really quiet, right?
Even more so at the moment.
I'm sorry. I never saw a school speed limit sign. Did I miss the school zone? I swear there used to be a 30 zone through here. Tell the people where we're going.
I already did. Tell them again?
Yes, tell them again.
Okay, you won't talk over me?
I can't guarantee it.
Fine, it's going to Interfor in Grand Forks.
Grand Forks. British Columbia, to clarify.
I knew you were going to say that.
Some people get confused by it.
My spot is right on.
Is that spot?
I know the rattle.
You know that rattle now. Not sure how we get rid of that rattle.
Yeah, but see, it's the bolts you said, the screws.
Yeah, I don't want to really tighten them up tight.
Hey, Carl, way down. In 400 meters, turn left on Highway 33.
Hello, what a wonderful day where all the Aspen cities are out.
All the water out?
Turn left at the traffic light.
All right, Highway 33.
On Highway 33.
It's just 27 out now.
Ah, yeah, so it's cooled down a bit. Yeah, okay. 27 seat. That sounds like a more accurate to what we were feeling outside.
Actually, it felt nicer outside because of that breeze.
In shade with it's quite nice feeling. If you're sitting inside the cab with the doors open and feel the breeze going through, it's quite comfortable. As long as you don't got mosquitoes. Alright, start the hard climb up. We got a decent sized load. Not super heavy, but decent sized load. Yeah, I guess at the last minute, the Grand Forks lumber mill ordered extra dunnage, and they decided to just give me one destination. I'm sure it saves them money by not putting a couple of pallets on top of here. They probably couldn't get the whole load on me for Castlegar, so. What are you crinkling? Jolly Ranchers?
Oh,
Could I have one?
you don't like this?
No? Are you sure?
They're Starburst.
They're Starburst.
You don't like gummy.
What flavor is that?
My orange.
Your orange. I like that orange actually looks appetizing. I don't think they're gummies.
Those are chewy.
But I don't like gummies, but I don't think I mind chewy. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try one.
You sure?
I'm gonna try one.
I have to share my Starburst with you.
You might have to buy some extra Starbursts, especially the orange ones. Yeah, see, these aren't gummies. They're different.
No, they're chewy. I think they're actually called fruit chews.
As long as it don't get sticky on my teeth. That's why I hate gummies. They get sticky in your teeth.
Oh, this can. Once in a while.
It's a good flavor.
I got a lemon, a cherry. I don't remember what the pink one is.
Strawberry.
Probably strawberry, yeah. This is like the only, like the second time I bought them in like many years. I was trying to find those like sugary gummy orange slices in the store and couldn't find them. I felt like orange. That's why I had the orange Starburst. I was even debating if I wanted to buy some of those mandarin orange slices.
Yeah.
But the problem with those is you still have liquid to deal with. And it's so hard to do that when you're driving.
He's cutting his grass. Yeah. Getting his first harvest in. So I kind of like them. I also don't love them.
You're just going to want the orange ones.
I would like this flavor in a hard candy.
Oh. I don't know if they make hard versions of it. So a lot of companies have done both. And I don't know. Starburst has a whole bunch of new stuff out.
Stale green. Don't see any cars at the intersection, so we should be okay, but it's definitely a stale green. And on a car, you don't think about stale greens. In a big rig, you're always thinking about stale greens. I guess I should explain what a stale green is. It's a green light that seems to have been green for too long and could switch over to yellow at any second.
And usually you can tell if there's pedestrians or cross traffic. But it will switch to, you know.
Alright, down to 40 kilometers per hour.
Like this just feels steep today.
like I said, we got a fairly heavy load. We're not any risk of going overweight, but we're a fairly heavy load. Could have probably taken 2 or 3 more pallets, but she's heavy. Definitely couldn't take this load into the US. We'd be way overweight. Down to 34 kilometers an hour. I don't know why I didn't say 35, but you know, digital. Now it's 33, 34. That gives you lots of time to think and look around and enjoy the scenery. I actually enjoy the hard, slow climbs. I can actually, everything in slow motion, right? So you have time to look at stuff and enjoy. So it's pretty relaxing as a truck driver when you have these hard climbs. That's when you reach over and drink your extra water bottle, you know, the stuff that normally is distracting on a hard climb like this, and everything's easy. Oh, my water bottle's almost empty. Need a new one.
What? The line's going down?
Yeah, I bet, yeah. Someone went into the brake check, did their brake check, and one of their brakes didn't release. One of their axles.
Yeah.
And then they just pulled it down the mountain. Wouldn't you feel that? Nah. We're this heavy. Fully loaded Super B. We're so heavy. One axle locked up. Wouldn't notice it. One axle is not stopping anything. You wouldn't even know. Yeah. You would eventually see the smoke and sparks. How would I know this? Yeah, maybe I did that once.
Yep.
When we hit the railroad, the tires blew up and all of a sudden there were sparks flying everywhere. It's like, why do I have sparks behind me? So yeah, when you have this many axles and a load this heavy, you wouldn't even notice a locked up axle like that. If you look in your mirror and start seeing smoking tires, that's the only thing that would give you a hint. And people in general are very bad at looking at their mirrors. I feel I'm pretty darn good at it because it is very hard for a fast car to surprise me by passing me, right? It's very hard. Very, very rare do I get surprised by a vehicle. Today morning I got surprised by a Harley Davidson passing on the shoulder. That one surprised me. But I very rarely get surprised. They stand out when I get surprised. So, if you get surprised by vehicles behind you, you're not looking in the mirror enough. Apparently crossing the bridge across Okanagan Lake to Kelowna, I should have been looking on my shoulder mirror more often because the motorcycle didn't want to do the traffic jam. And I get that. I wouldn't want to do the traffic jam either. It's stupid dangerous, but I understand why somebody would want to do that. Alright, what do we got going on here?
I have a theory, but I'm waiting to see if I'm right.
Looks like they're unloading trailers here, 2 unloaded trailers here. It might just be that they're paving a driveway down there. No, they're working here on the left-hand side. It looks like a clogged culvert.
Culverts, yeah.
You know? Oh, I'm like, what's that car doing there? Four-way flashers and a sun shield up. Oh, they are the person that stops the traffic. That's the traffic control dude. Cooling off in the car. There's a hairpin coming up. Right after the hairpin, there's a pullout. I almost always pull into that pullout because traffic behind us. Especially when there's 4 motorcycles back there. 5 motorcycles. 4 cars and 5 motorcycles. I'm pulling into that pullout. This is a fun highway to ride with a motorcycle. Now that it's summer, you gotta really watch for bikes on highways like this.
It's a fun highway, but it's still very dangerous.
It is very dangerous. Guaranteed we'll see a car in a ditch somewhere along this highway.
Oh, we see plenty of those.
Every single time. There is at least one ditch in the car on this highway.
One ditch in the car?
One ditch in the car?
Yeah.
Sure. That works too. Because it's a boring highway in the middle of nowhere. Slow speed limits, so people go, this sucks, and then they go way over speed limit and underestimate the corners. Overestimate their skill and underestimate the corners. I looked at every single biker waves.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for a motorcycle to pass a 4-wheeler. Pickups and cars, easy to pass on a motorcycle. It's just a little acceleration on the throttle and you're gone. You're by a car. But a big rig, that is tricky. You got to time it out, and if the big rig does something stupid, you're the one that's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to pull over, especially for motorcyclists. I don't know what was going on there at that intersection.
Oh, we saw a trailer full of bees being transported today.
Yeah. I know somebody asked me that in the comments if they transport bees, and I'm like, I've never seen them transported, but they just magically show up somewhere. Today morning we saw a full Tridem trailer full of bees, stacked all the way up. A lot of bees on there.
I know we've seen them before. At least I know.
I don't know if you're in BC, but I have seen bee transports. I've seen a lot of bee transports in the US.
So they just throw a really nice big net over. Big tarp, basically.
Yeah.
Net tarp.
I guess they bring them from orchard to orchard, farm to farm, get everything pollinated. And yes, sometimes it sucks using those pullouts and letting everybody by, because as it turns out, some of the cars you just let by are going to be slower than you are. And I think we just have to be okay with that, live with it. I'd rather be the courteous person, pull over, let people by, and be stuck behind a slow car than making somebody behind me get impatient and do something stupid. And very often the slow car pulls off the road not far ahead. So, like that. What are you looking for?
Campbell.
We have a few.
Yeah. I was thinking I should have plugged in my Steam Deck as well, but I have a lot of time today.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Well, this was that
have a lot of time, but we're gonna have some time. It's not charging. I know that cable
No,
that
it
you
is.
grabbed does not charge my phone. It's the darker cable that will charge my phone.
Yeah.
So I always leave the light cable for charging the GoPro cameras. Not
GoPro?
GoPro. Oh boy.
I'm like,
Wow, did I go into the past. I haven't owned a GoPro in so long. The Osmo, no, it's not even an Osmo, DJI Action Cam. I use that one to charge those.
nice.
It's a slow charge that the phone for some reason doesn't like that one. But it's still a useful cable.
Well, it takes an hour off of the charge time.
Changing cables.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to say something about framework. I have preached its praises and how awesome framework is. Framework is the laptop I bought. It's a do-it-yourself laptop, 100% repairable. Everything in there is replaceable. It's just so awesome how repairable it's of a laptop it is. If you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, which almost anybody should feel comfortable with it, because they've got those barcodes, or one of those QR codes all over it. You can just scan them and they have directions on how to put them together. Best laptop in the world. Love the repairability and the green of it, so you don't have to throw the whole laptop out when one item goes wrong. You can just replace the one part that went bad. Having said that, a do-it-yourself laptop does come with a little extra work. We had a bug on it over the weekend where it went into computer protection mode, CPU protection mode, overheating mode. The fan wouldn't even blow. It was just at the lowest setting. It wouldn't spool up. It ran at its lowest setting possible, and
Which is common for almost every laptop. and
lots of
computer.
laptops have this problem.
And computers.
Yep. So framework is not free of those problems. Just spent a lot of time figuring it out, and I think it was my fault.
I don't know. I'm not going to say it.
I got a magnetic charger for it, and I think when it got disconnected on Friday, it maybe somehow shorted out that magnetic and it went into protection mode instead of frying the laptop. It went into protection mode, right? I think that's part of it there. I know it's definitely battery related. We know that.
But it's either the battery in the laptop or the charger cable.
The charger cable, yeah.
The pod.
So one of the things we did was we went to the BIOS, and the laptop battery can now only charge to 70%. I think I made it to 70%. So the battery will only ever charge up to 70% now.
And the reason you did that is that was part of the problem when I was reading online, that it varies framework to framework, but 71% through 85% charge,
There's a glitch in there that happens.
yeah, that triggers it to throttle down and protect itself.
If it gets past 85%, then it's good again.
But many people can't get past 85.
Mine's throttled a couple of times, and when you drop the battery back down to 80% and then plug it back in, then it seems to fix it.
Okay.
So I've had that where I would just unplug it and let the battery die, and then so it's a computer protection mode thing that for some reason that's an issue. My laptop does not run off battery a lot, very rarely.
Yeah.
Nice thing about framework, we were running off a battery to transfer files from we unplugged everything. I I have now changed the slots on the bottom. We no longer have to do that. We can now leave the laptop powered while we're moving over video.
Busy
But
about that.
but now I only have one memory card slot instead of two. So I would like a bigger laptop. Framework is coming with a new version that's going to have 6 slots on the bottom instead of this one only has 4 slots. So right now I'm using 1 slot for the mouse, Bluetooth mouse, 1 slot for charging, 1 slot for a memory card reader, and another slot is an additional USB-C to copy files from the camera. So right now we can only copy 2 of the cameras over to the laptop at once, but that memory card reader is so fast that we can easily just copy over one memory card and then swap out to the other one. So I think this will be a better setup the way I have it now.
Yeah.
Having expansion cards that you can switch, flick around, that's pretty cool. I really like them. I highly recommend the framework.
And now your CPU isn't throttled down.
As long as your CPU doesn't throttle down, it's a lightning fast laptop. Got another motorcycle coming up behind us.
Yeah, but you were like, it's sluggish, it's slow, I can't do anything. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
it's
no.
You know what? Even with it being sluggish, it's still faster than my desktop at home.
Yeah, those are old computers we have.
Because I edited one video on the weekend on my desktop while Jess was working on the laptop, and I realized how painful. I'm like, I used to edit all the videos on that, and then I got not all the videos, a lot of the videos on that desktop at home, and then also the old laptop, which now my brother has. Well, brother and sister-in-law have. So yeah, the framework has saved me at least 20 minutes every day in editing time.
Just in editing, but like copying over and stuff a lot
Yeah,
more.
copying over fast, everything like that.
Yeah.
So just in editing 20 minutes. So guess what I do with the editing time now? I spend 20 minutes making a map now instead. So do I have less work now? No. I just have made the videos better by putting in maps. Yeah, the reason why I gave my other laptop to my sister-in-law and brother right now is because she had some very, very, very invasive surgery. She has a new pancreas and a new kidney and is recovering from it in and out of the hospital because her body cannot keep the drugs that keep her alive down. She can't keep them in there. She keeps vomiting them out, so they have to keep bringing her to the hospital to make sure she has those drugs, because if she doesn't get those drugs for 2 days, she'll die.
Yeah.
That's the type of drug she's on now, because anybody with a transplant, I didn't know this, basically anybody that's ever gotten a transplant, kidneys, liver, pancreas, lungs, heart, you are within 2 days of death at all times if you don't get your medication. Period.
It's expensive too.
And it's that they've set up a GoFundMe. If you guys have some spare cash laying around, check out their GoFundMe and throw them a couple of bucks, because how much in medication are they paying a month?
With or without?
So, Pharmacare.
Yeah, which is a government thing for people that don't know.
Pharmacare is a government pharmacy thing that they cover a lot of the pharmacy drug costs, but they still have to pay a certain percentage of their own drugs, and some pills are not covered.
Yeah, Pharmacare only kicks in after you copay so much and all
Yeah.
that.
But even with all of that, they're paying.
So without Pharmacare,
Yes,
it's $2,500 a month.
$2,500 a month just on medicine.
And with Pharmacare helping, they still have to pay about $750 out of pocket a month.
A month. So $750 a month they have to pay, and neither of them have jobs right now because she's recovering and she needs a full-time caretaker which is my brother. He's doing full-time caretaking now to keep her alive. So they are just bleeding money.
But see, I don't think people realize how weak you are. You can't do anything
She
yourself.
can't even. She has a hard time walking from the ER to the car.
Yeah.
That's a workout, a hard workout for her.
Lifting a cup and eating things like
Her
that.
immune system is now permanently impaired for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
So if you guys have a few bucks, have some money in your wallet burning through, hit that GoFundMe and give them a couple of bucks. I'm sure it would be really, really, really appreciated. I'll put a link down below in the description. So.
And the way the transplant happened, like they were planning for it within the next few years.
Yeah.
And it sounds like bam, phone call, you go. Like you
Yep.
drop
Everything. Just go.
so you can only plan so much, right? Save up so much.
They had a lot saved up. They're gonna run through all of their savings and be in financial trouble if people don't help. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of family helping as well. But yeah, $20, $50, $100, $300. I've seen donations in there. So huge thank you to anybody that has gone in there and given from $2 to $300. So
And
thank you.
And if you would like to do like a e-transfer
Yeah.
instead, or they have like skip the dishes gift cards because they need food.
Yeah, they need food.
So just drop a comment if you want the email address.
If
for
you're
that.
if you're Canadian, an e-transfer is super easy. You can do it via email. So that if you're Canadian, it'd be awesome. Easy. If you don't want to go through GoFundMe, and because GoFundMe takes a small percentage. If you do an email transfer, if you live in Canada, they would get the full amount. I know GoFundMe takes a very small percentage, so it's not a big percentage. But
Yeah. But yeah, there's different ways to help out, but financially it'll be the biggest thing. Like they're gonna have food now.
well, right now, yes, but
Yeah.
people forget.
You know.
All the basically all the help they're getting from family. I know how these things work because I've
Yeah.
dealt with enough of these. All the family is there to support my sister-in-law right now. For the next 2 months, the family will be there, and then it starts getting old news, and people forget she's still recovering in 6 months from now.
Yeah.
That's where now you've run out of complete money. You have no money. Nobody is donating money anymore. No food, no nothing. Now you're by yourself, broke.
Yeah.
That's where you actually need the help most. So
It's basically a year-long progress.
to get into a
Yeah.
rhythm, yeah.
The first 2 or 3 months you're living by the hospital, and then you can start to do monthly trips, and
That's
then it
the
gets
first-
longer and longer and longer, right?
Well, it was a couple of weeks in the hospital, and then 2 months. 2 months at a facility, a care facility apartment that the government is paying for the first 2 months. But for month 3, they're on their own, and rent in Vancouver is easily at $2,000 a month. So they're hoping they can stay in the care apartment that they're in now, because that place only charges about $1,000 a month. So they're hoping they can stay in there, but they may be forced to move out if there are other patients that need that apartment more than they do, they will get kicked out.
Yeah.
So they might be paying $750 for medication every month, plus $2,000 a month on rent, above the place where they're renting at home now, right? So
On
above
top of everything else.
everything else,
Right.
food. So
Yeah.
it's amazing how expensive it gets, considering that we have free health care in Canada. I know. If you lived in the U.S., you'd be completely hooped.
Very.
You would die. In the U.S., you would just die if you didn't have insurance.
A lot of people don't know. A lot of hospitals have fine print. If you can't pay it, you can claim low income. There's little fine print asterisks.
In the U.S.?
Yeah, for a lot of nonprofit or hospitals or something like that. I don't quite remember.
But it's definitely trickier in the U.S.
Yeah.
So yes, we have almost free healthcare, but still, if you don't have a job, it's amazing how fast your small amount of savings disappears. Yeah, they literally had just enough money saved up for a down payment for a house.
Yeah.
They were looking at buying a house. They had a down payment, and then this happened, and it's gone. They will no longer be able to buy a house. It's no longer an option.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking at renting for many, many, many more years.
Just to have the surgery again.
Just have the surgery again in, well, 8, 10, 20 years, right? Depending on how old the patient was that they got the kidney and pancreas from. If it was an older person, they may be going back into surgery in 8 years from now.
Yeah.
If it was a really young person, look, there's a car in the ditch. Told you we'd see one. It's a pickup. If it was a younger person that passed away and donated their organs, then the surgery may be put off a lot longer before she has to do it all over again. So this is now a lifetime thing that they will just have to deal with.
And if you haven't considered being a donor, I would say please consider it, because you don't realize like a pancreas.
How do I check if I'm a donor? I would like to make sure.
Yeah. There's a website for our service BC we can go into. That's why I signed up. But people don't realize like a pancreas, because that gets rid of your diabetes.
Yeah, my sister-in-law had diabetes, and that's why she needed the surgery. Now with a new pancreas, she goes, it's the weirdest feeling waking up and not having diabetes.
Yeah, but it was pretty bad.
Yeah, she had pretty bad diabetes. Yeah.
And her kidney level was pretty bad and stuff. But yeah, if you haven't considered it, it would be appreciated.
Hit that organ donor button.
Yeah. So I know I signed up when I went in to get my first driver's.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't pressure thing, it was here's information.
I never got that, but I thought somewhere I signed up, but I don't know. I know I have 100% done that organ donor thing, but I don't know if that was still in Manitoba and if it's transferred to BC
gotcha.
when we moved or not. So yes, I should go in and double check it to make sure that I am on the donor list.
Yeah.
I mean, my kidneys are useless because I had kidney stones, so they won't use my kidney, but I have other organs that they could use.
Exactly. I know sometimes that topic's uncomfortable for people as well, but
It is, and if this is uncomfortable for you, sorry. It's part of life, and I think it's just a topic that our family has never been afraid of. We've never been afraid of death. We've just talked about death openly, so it's not weird for us to talk about it. It's never been weird for me. So sometimes I make people get a little weirded out, uncomfortable when I start talking about stuff like this. So if that's you, I'm sorry. Don't mean to make you uncomfortable. I think I grew up very, very okay with death. I think that's part of growing up on a farm, where you are hacking chickens' heads off as a young kid. That's just something you do.
Yeah.
And so you get comfortable with the fact that, hey, what? Death. You ask these questions and realize that as humans we have death too. So I think farm kids are more comfortable with death.
I think there's a couple of topics. If they were just widely more talked about, we'd be more aware and comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But there's a couple
Taboo.
topics that are totally taboo, where we are like, nope.
So if you're uncomfortable about that, sorry, we will not bring it up every video. We might bring it up again in the future, but not every video.
Yeah.
And I know I shared the GoFundMe link 2 weeks ago with you guys as well, so thank you to those of you that donated then. So really, really appreciate it.
I like knowing they like my food too that I made.
Yep, just made them some. What did you make?
I made them 2 different dishes. One was a taco bake.
Taco bake is the only one they've brought up so far.
Yeah, I don't think they've tried the other one.
I've been told about the taco bake several times now. So basically, hint, hint, you can make that again. once their food starts going down a bit, you can make that again.
Basically, I make them in those tins and freeze them. They have an air fryer that they can heat it up again.
Yeah.
And they like the air fryer which says a keep warm setting. So when they're in a clinic all day for kitty clinic,
When they come home, the food can be warm.
yeah, they'll have food when they get home, right? The other one I made was like a cheesy chicken, broccoli, cauliflower, rice type of
Don't do it. There's a RV coming.
meal.
They haven't brought that one up yet. So.
Yeah, I don't think they've had that one yet.
I know they took the taco bake out of the freezer to thaw it out when my sister-in-law was going to have it for supper, but she ended up in the ER before she could even eat it. So my brother ate it, and he has rubbed that into her face so much how great that taco bake was.
Tacos is one of her favorites.
She loves tacos, and now she couldn't even have it. Her favorite meal, and she couldn't even have it.
The taco bake was pretty easy for me to make, so I'm like, yeah, I'll gladly make that again.
I asked her what her favorite food is now that because of her diabetes, she was on such a tight, limited menu.
It wasn't her diabetes, it was more her kidney level.
Kidney level, yeah. Okay.
Made a very strict level.
So her kidney failing made a very strict diet. I'm like, hey, now that you can eat food, what's your favorite food? And she's like, no hesitation at all. It's just pickles, 100% pickles. I love pickles. I forgot how much I love pickles. She hasn't been able to eat pickles for so many years now. She goes, pickles are just amazing.
Well, she couldn't have sodium, so
Yep.
cheese, pickles, like things like that she loved. And I have. Yeah, when we went to Belize with them, I learned a lot about her
Yeah.
diet and eating. It was quite eye-opening, actually.
It's hard going on vacation
Yeah.
with a diet like that. It was really hard to find menus for her. And she's one of those people that is super fiercely independent, so she doesn't want help. So she doesn't ask for people. It's like, hey, can we get this without salt? She doesn't ask these questions. Can we get this and this? She just suffers and deals with it instead because she wants to be independent and tough and right, doesn't want to seem like nitpicky. So it's pretty cool. She's recovering. She lost so much weight.
Because you can't eat.
You live off the IV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be good to get her back to eating.
Yeah.
And
I was
gaining weight
thinking-
again.
If your brother wants to take a job, but I could always stay down there with her too.
Yeah, he wants to take a part-time job, just do it at an oil change place as soon as he can to help stop the bleeding of money.
Yeah. I thought about that too, though. Like, if they need another hand, his mother-in-law is helping too, right?
Yeah, mother-in-law comes over every weekend right now.
But if they need another person to rotate through, I'm like, yeah, we can make it work, or I can stay over there for a bit. You just have to watch out for getting her sick with her immune system, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She can't catch a cold now. Her
No.
immune system is compromised.
Which makes it hard to go back to work in retail, right? It's tricky.
I know, who was it in the comments?
MW?
MW mentioned wear a mask everywhere. So MW had 2 lungs replaced. So, yeah, I didn't know anything about all the extra work it takes. About you just go, oh, you got a new organ replaced, cool, and you have to take drugs and stuff. No, this is important stuff.
She takes like 20 pills like two or three times a day.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of medication. I thought like taking 3 was a lot for me.
Yeah, and it'll get less over time. A lot of them are to get the swelling and all of that stuff, all the healing done. But she will forever have to take medication that her body doesn't. Forever take medication to lower her immune system. You have to keep your immune system so low that the immune system doesn't attack your organs for the rest of your life. Basically, on purpose, keeping your immune system weak.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which I never had thought of that organ transfer. You do that, but it's kind of neat. As much as it sucks, it's kind of neat.
Where you have to do the pros and cons of.
Apparently, there's only 3 hospitals in Canada that do that surgery.
Wow.
Vancouver,
Winnipeg?
Winnipeg, and Toronto. So, really quite lucky that we live 4 hours away from one of those hospitals.
Yeah. Well, I actually saw on the news that I guess in the lower mainland, or in BC in general, I don't know if BC related, a lot of people that need chemo and radiation for breast cancer and prostate cancer are now going down to Bellingham in Washington.
And do it in the U.S. because we're so short-staffed.
Yeah, with clinics and stuff. There's a cancer chemo clinic being built in Kamloops, so which I'll talk
Okay.
about. But yeah, all expenses will be paid to travel down there and stay down there during it. But I'm like, it's crazy to think about how much is needed. And then I think the BC government worked with Mexico and they sent up 100 healthcare workers to help.
Oh, from Mexico to help up here.
Yeah. Because the problem is my sister works in the States, so she tells me a lot of the Canadian workers, doctors and nurses will go to the U.S.
Because you can make more money
You
in
make
the
more
U.S. medical system.
So it's so hard. Like, BC's working a lot. Like, there's a lot of other things they've changed to try to get doctors and nurses to come back.
Yeah, we have a real skill drain.
Yeah. And the problem is also housing.
Yes.
That as well, right?
Housing for those doctors,
Yeah.
nurses. Yep.
But, like, it's definitely interesting to kind of,
Yeah, our current government is doing a good job of bettering the health system, so that's good. At least I can say one good thing about our current government.
well, at least the BC government. I won't say the rest of Canada. I'm
Yes,
saying,
I'm talking about our local BC government. Yes. I'm definitely not talking about the Canadian government. But the local BC government right now is doing a pretty good job with healthcare.
yeah, the things they've come up with, I've agreed with a lot of them. They're doing pretty good.
Man, if a CVSE officer was following you, you would have been pulled over by now. You are losing way too much bark. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to lose that bark. It's just, you're going to do that. It's just going to happen. If the logs have been laying on the ground for a bit, the bark gets loose on them and then just falls off. CVSE wants you to go around and clean all that bark off before loading it.
Yeah.
It's not feasible monetarily to do that, so you're going to lose bark down the highway. But you're going to get a ticket for it every now and then too, because it's technically illegal. So careful following the logging truck. Just give them space.
Looking for a moose.
Looking for a moose. You guys see the short of the moose I uploaded with the calf? That was so cute.
I still love that.
It's like, wipe out! And when the oncoming car came, he wiped out. I was worried about an oncoming car coming around the corner way too fast. get grilled with a moose. That would suck. So it worked out good for everybody in that situation. And just click on the shorts if you want to see that. Go to my main page and then click shorts. It's on one of the shorts videos.
I need to do more of that, but a lot of it is you have to put the video from these cameras on your laptop, then you have to transfer it to your phone, and then you can post it.
Yeah, so I don't have software on my laptop that can do vertical video.
But during the week, you couldn't upload them unless you had internet, right?
Yeah.
So,
Unless I record them on my phone in vertical, or I have to load them onto the laptop, edit the video to the length I want, and then copy it over to my app on the phone that I have that can do the vertical videos, and then make it a vertical video. It's a little tricky.
like, others would do quite a few more, but it's a lot of work.
But if it's something as cool as the moose, you gotta
Yeah.
go do it. It's gotta be done. I did notice the bear that we caught on Friday's video, the bear.
Yeah.
Got a slight glimpse of it on the forward-facing and the rear-facing cam. It's just a black blob on the shoulder, but not super neat.
That's pretty much what they always look like.
Just black blobs, yeah. The wide-angle lens makes them look smaller. In real life, they're bigger and closer.
We often play the is that a stump or a bear game?
Yes. Just realized we've been so busy talking that this is a long video already.
Oh no.
I should probably end it here somewhere. It's a boring highway, right? See, we got into conversations that kept us talking. So, yeah, I better call it a day here. Get our hour in, and so thank you guys so much for watching. We really, really appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow. Probably headed to the coast, unless they change the load on me. Right now the plan is to load at KMT tomorrow morning and head to Vancouver area-ish. So somewhere along Highway 3, the Crow's Nest Highway. I know you guys have seen that one a million times, but we'll find a spot to record. We're out of here. You guys rock.
Adios.